I'm just going to start off today's lesson by reviewing what we were doing yesterday's lesson. So we were doing some rearranging equations, and see link at the top of the page to the practice, and we'll just do this one here, give you 60 seconds, the same as the stuff we we're doing yesterday. See how you get on with that, and then we'll extend this. Right, this one. So we're going to try and rearrange it into two ways, and we'll start off by dividing by C. Right? Get 6C. Then we subtract the 5. It's 5. Yeah. Now the other way to do it is to multiply out the brackets. So we've got 5C, 5 times C is 5C, plus X times C equals 6. And then we subtract the 5C because no X is in it. Subtract that from that side, then subtract it from this side as well. Then we divide everything by C because we've got X times C and we want to get the X. Oh, get this, 6 over C. Right, we're going to step things up a bit now, the rearranging equations, and some of these will need to factorise, not all, some of them. But we'll start off with these two. See if you can spot if you factorise or don't in questions. I'll give you 60 seconds to have a go at this because you can't spot it and where to go. I'll get on with how you do it. Okay, so let's look at the first one. And let's get the x's on the same side to start off with. So take away x from this side and take away from this side. So we get 3x here. And then we've got v taken off by x, so we're just left with w. Now take away v from both sides, we get 3x equals w v. And then divide by 3, we get w minus v over 3. Now on this next one, things are going to step up a little bit. Let's try and get the x's on the same side. So you get ax minus 7x plus 9b. And you can't take these away because you've got a lots of x and 7 lots of x. We don't know what a minus 7 is. Let's get the 9 on the other side. So everything without x side, so minusing 9 from both sides. Now what we see is we've got a and minus 7 lots of x. So this is how we do it. We factorise it. We get x times a minus 7 lots. And then we've got x on our own. So x will equal b minus 9. Now we can divide by a minus 7 because you've got x times all of that. So here we go. Here's two more. And you're going to need to factorize these. So see if you can knock those both off seconds. So first of all, try and get all the x's on the same side. So we've got 2x and a vx. So let's take the vx away. I've taken the 2x away. Doesn't matter which way you. And then we've got minus w. Notice I quite like putting the x bits all together and things without x not together. Why? So now we're going to 2x minus vx, and then we're going to add w. Now we're going to factorize x. 2 lots of x and minus v lots of x. So we get x times lots. And now we divide. And you should see the pattern in these. Similarly, let's do the same thing again. This time, I'm going to look ahead, and I notice I've got a minus wx and a plus vx. So I'm going to get all the x's on this side. Then I keep everything positive. Makes my life easier. Okay, so I'm going to add wx. So I get 9 equals vx plus wx plus 3. Let's take away the 3. So we get 9 take away 3, which is 6, equals vx plus wx. Just going to scroll down, and I'm going to factorize x, v, and x times w. So therefore x will equal 6 over v plus w. Here we go. Right, we'll just skip that. No, here we go. There's 2. Both of these got to be done using factorization. Let's see if you can work them out. I'm going to give you a bit longer on these because it's both a little bit trickier. So you can have 2 minutes on 2. that. Right, let's start off. I think multiplying out the brackets is the best starting point. Okay, 8wx minus 8v. Just because, I mean, we could divide per out by 2, make it down a little bit, doesn't really make much difference. The amount of work we've got to do. 6 times x plus 6 times v. Now we can get all the x's on the same side, so put them on the left. 8wx minus 6 lots of x. I've still got the minus 8v here. And I've taken the 6x on this side, so it just leaves me 6v. Now I've got 8wx minus 6x. Add the 8v to both sides, so it goes from this side and add the 8v onto here. Gives me 14v. I've got 6v plus 8v, that's 14v. Now let's factorise the x, get it on its own. And we get 8w here minus 6 there, 14v. And now we've got x times all of that, we can divide by all of that. So we get 14v over 8 minus 6. Now in this one, this is quite a tricky one, but the first thing we want to do is get rid of the fraction. Make life easy for ourselves. So let's times both sides by x minus 5. So on this side we get y times x minus 5. Times in this side by x minus 5. But times this side by x minus 5, I'm just left with the top. Because the x minus 5 cancel. I'm just left with x. And therefore multiply out the brackets. Yx minus 5y equals x. Get the x's on the same side. Yx minus x minus 5y equals. Get the non-x bits on the other side. Got yx minus x equals 5y. Factorise. X, y minus 1 equals 5y. And then we can finish off by dividing both sides by y minus 1. That gives me the x on its own. Okay, there we go. So let's just try one more of those and then we're going to move on to another topic. So just do this one topic. We won't do the second one. I'm going to give you just 60 seconds. Have a go at the top one. Okay. So here we go. Times by x minus 2 to get the one to get rid of the fraction. Y times x 2 equals x plus 9. Multiply out the brackets. Yx minus 2y equals x plus 9. Get all the x's on the same side. So yx minus the x from that side, 2y. Taking the x off, so we'll just go for the 9. Now we're going to add this 2y. Get that. Now I'm going to factorize and just get x times y. Take out the factor here. It's 1. 1 times x is 2y. And now we're going to divide out by minus 1. Okay, so on those we've done a bit of this sort of linear factorization. What we're going to look at is the binomials factorization and factorizing quadratics. So here we go. Have a look at these. Now, in theory, you should be able to factorize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you should be able to do all those in 2 minutes. What we'll do is we'll just break it up. Just have a go at top 3. Have a minute to do those. See if you can pull that off, and then we'll go through. See if that helps you speed up. Right, let's have a look at this and factorise these quadratics. So we're looking for things that ties together to this and add together to give us this. So things that ties together is 5 are 5 and 1. Actually, there's not much else, is there? 5 and 1. So let's put those in there, and we put the x's in here, and we can see they must both be positive to get the plus 5 and the plus 6x. When we times this out, 5x, 1x, that gives us the 6x we need. So you can always check these. Right, let's do this one. So 24. Can you see what would add times to give me 24 and add to give me 10? Well, 6 and 4 could be there. So we write 4, 6, x. There we go. X plus 4, x plus 6. Two numbers at times they give me 8 and combined to give me 7. Well, because it's a minus, we could use minus 1 and plus 8. And that would give me 7. So x minus 1, x plus 8. Check by multiplying out. Minus 1x plus 8x. There we go. So, right. See if you can now do all of these in 2 minutes. Right. Okay, let's have a look at this. We're going to try and find two numbers that times together is minus 18 and add to give minus 7. Minus 9 and plus 2 will work here. got x plus 2 and x minus 9. Minus 4x plus 3. Well, we need them to give us a negative, and it's got times to give me a positive, so they must both be negative. So minus 3 minus 1 is what goes there. And you should be able to do them as quick as this. Once you get, if you can't do them as quick as this, you haven't done enough and need to practice more. As you can see, actually, so I haven't put up the Mathletics, the MyMaths link in. I will do later for you to practice more. If you can't do them this quickly, you need to practice. So 32, we've got 4 and 8. Again, it's minus 4, minus 8, x and x there. 36, 9. Well, let's just have a think about that. A minus and a plus, so I think that's how it's going to work. And you've got 12 and 3. That works. There you go. So we got plus 12 and 3 will work there. Minus 80 to get 2. 8 and 10 stands out, and we want a negative, so minus 10 and x plus 8. That we subtract, so 8x minus 10x gives you minus 2x, so times and together gives you minus 80. Right, some special ones. See, if you know what it is, you'll be able to knock these off in just 60 seconds. So I'm going to see if you can spot the first one. I'll just give you just a few seconds to try and do the first two, and I'll go through them. You can then knock off the other two very quickly. Right, try. That's good enough. X plus 1. X minus 1 is what you do there. If you FOIL it, you get first two things x, outer two things x minus 1 is minus x, inner two things plus x, and last two things minus 1. And they cancel. And it's always like this. It's always the square root of that and the square root of that placed here and here and here and here, and you have plus and minus. So it's x plus 6, x minus 6. And you'll notice the x's will cancel. So I'll give you just a few seconds so you can do the next one. Should have got x plus 12, x minus 12. 2 more seconds. Okay, x plus 13, x minus 13. And you can just check all of those by multiplying out if you're not convinced. Okay, these are going to be a little bit trickier. So I'm just going to spend, right, we've got 5 minutes. So we're just going to spend the rest of the time doing some of these. I'm going to give you 30 seconds for each one. Let's just do this one. Give you 30 seconds to have a go at that. So we put the 2x first and the x, because it can't be anything else. You can't have more. The only way you can split it up is x times 2x. Nothing else you can do. And 7 and 1 makes life easy. It's either 1 and 7 or 7 and 1 here. We want to try and get 15. And the only way we can get 15 is if we combine the 7 with the 2x. So over here. That will give us 14. And then if you do the 1 times the x, that will give us the 50. That gives the extra 1x to give us 15x. So the answer is 2x plus 1x. 7. Right. Another 30 seconds to try and do this one. Right, so let's do this. So we quickly put in the 7x and the x, and then we've got 12, which makes life a bit more interesting. Could it be 3 and 4? Try that way around. 4 times 7 is 21, plus 3 is not going to get me to 31. 3 times 7 is certainly not going to work, so maybe that's not going to work. Let's try 6 and 2. 6 times 7 is going to give me way too much. Right. Oh no, I made a mistake, didn't I? 4 times 7 is 28, and 3x is 3x, plus that gives me 31. I was right the first time. And I quickly spotted that going any bigger was not going to help, because I was never going to get the right thing with 6 times 7. It's going to get way too big. That's how I spotted I made a mistake. I could spot that, and the smaller numbers were never going to get me there either. So that is how I spotted my mistake, if you're wondering how I spotted it so quickly. And that is how you factorize that one. Have a go. This one. I'm not going to give you as long. Okay, not even going to put a timer on. Okay, so let's put 2x in here and x in here. And we basically got either minus 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, or minus 1. Yeah, you could have the plus or the minus at either end. So let's have a look and just see if we can quickly get to it. We're going to get through plus 3x. So I can see I want a plus 2 here to get me the 4x. The minus 1 here gives me the x. Okay, and you really want to try and get your factorization that good. Okay, so that's why we'll persevere with these. Okay, let's see if you can do this one. Okay, so let's put a 3x. That's right, I got 3x there, x there. And we're looking at 4, and if I do 3 times 4 gives me 12, so that's looking good. And I've got a 1, and I want minuses everywhere, so the minus there and the plus there. That'll give me plus 1x and the minus 12x to give me minus 11x. Okay, one more. Okay, so let's put 3x in here, x in here. And what we want to do is we want to get the minus 4x again. So, and to get a plus here, it must be a minus and a minus. So minus 1, minus 1. There's no way you can do it. This is quite an easy one because there are no other options. So minus 3x minus x gives me minus 4x. Okay, and notice some harder ones. Okay, let's just see if you can do this one. Right, 2x in here, x in here, and 6. How can we do 6? Is it going to be 3? No, it's looking like 6. The reason why I thought about 3 times 2 is 6, and I saw just not going to get anywhere near 13, so I thought, well, 6 gets me near 13. 1 here. I want a minus, so make both of these minus. So this will give me the minus 12x minus x gives me minus 13x, and these two added together, sorry, times together give me plus 6. Right, some harder ones. Let's just give you a bit of a timer to do this one. I think 60 seconds to do this first one, see how you get on. This will be our last one for today, and I'll leave the other ones for you to finish off. And we'll factorize it. So 5x and x straight away stand out. Now 4, is it going to be 4 and 1 or 2 and 2? I'm looking actually at 2 and 2 straight off. And if I make them both minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4. Minus 2 times 5x is minus 10x. Minus 2 times 2x is minus 2x. Minus 2x and minus 10x will give me the minus 12x I need. Right, that will do for today. We'll have a go a few more of these in tomorrow's lesson. Plus, we're going on to simultaneous equations. It might be worth trying these before the lesson, seeing how you get on. Thank you.